Hello there. Good to see you. We're just chilling out on another nice sunny day, having a bit of a nice coffee, just preparing so we can get stuck back into our Subaru Ace. So I think the plan of attack for the day is we'll get the car buttoned up so that we can take it down to the Mr. Warrant man, and he can look it over, hopefully give it the big green tick. I'm not too sure about that, but we'll see. But first things first, let's just get this car wrapped up, fenders back on, bumpers, lights, all the little bits and pieces, so he can have a proper look and make sure that it's still road worthy after all that we've done. So let's crack on into it, eh? You know what? I think this car's been pulled apart once before and sprayed. I can tell that much for sure. But I'm starting to get the sneaky feeling, and when they put it back together, because everything's straight and looks, oh no, maybe it has. I can see, actually, there's a weld repair there on this corner. And I have a feeling that this, they've squeezed everything back together, and it's the holes on this just don't line up by about 1 millimeter, and it's just this is just, it's about what, 2 mil. You can see it's just pushed up a little bit. That side was kind of tight but went in. This side I think is going to need a little bit more persuasion, so let's get to persuading. Tell you what, that's already looking much more persuadable. It's just not going in straight. What the? Bingo! Now, I'll explain just why this seemed to be much more difficult to get on than off. No, jeez, falling backwards. So here we have the set that came off the red car. It was not too bad. I mean, you can see some plastic welding in here, some leak prevention, I guess the white stuff is, but you can see here on the top the tab has been welded on, and yeah, it's not quite the same. Now this one, it's got the tab on top as well. This is the one that went on this side. This one's at least got the actual tab. That didn't have a real tab on it, it had something, just some other plastic. Again, it's been damaged, been plastic welded back on or whatever. Underneath, holy moly, that's from a white car, and it's not even what goes there. So yeah, and there's, I mean, whew, so these ones have I mean, they work well. Well, this one's looking like a bit of a spaghetti mess, bruh. Anyway, that's why I thought I'd put the white ones on from the other car, and I thought, oh, she'll be fine. I didn't really give it too much thought that the fact that this one's been tinkered with so much means that it might not quite line up properly. But hey, look, they're both on now, and we can carry on. You know what? I just can't quite fathom why you would make a spanner set. So I've got a spanner set in metric. You know, it's got a 10 mil, an 11 mil, and a 13 mil. Where's the 12? It just doesn't exist. ironically enough, this nut on the back here is a 13. On the front, it's a 12. So, yeah, good time to have a 13. Anyway, let's get the horn back on. Why is that not reaching? Oh, that's what I put it in the wrong. It's still not going to reach from the bottom, is it? It should reach there. Oh, how am I going to get that? Nothing's easy on this car, is it? It doesn't reach. Of course it doesn't reach. You know what? On this car as well, this is where the horn sits. Now, normally it sits right in this gap in here, but at some point in the past, they've stripped the screw in there, and it's still in there. Now, we've switched over the wiring looms. My guess is that they extended the wires on the old one to reach this far, because it's just a little bit too far. Now, either A, I can also extend the wires. Can't really be bothered doing that, although it's probably the easiest option. Or B, I'll try and drill out the screw there, re-tap it, or die, tap and die. I don't know which one's which. Re-tap it, and then put the horn back where it went. That sounds like a lot of hard work. Kind of want to do that though, because it lives in there quite nicely. I mean, this one, they did make it fit here, but it's supposed to just live in this pocket. Didn't I say this was going to be a 5-minute job, putting the car back together? Oh my god, what an idiot I am. Oh, it was awkward. Trying to hit my back. Now, did I snap that? Yes, I did. Okay, I hope I can get that out. I didn't mean to slip. Ta-da! Well, I know I drilled through it. That's why you don't buy the cheapest drill bits that you can find. I got zero faith that these are going to have enough grip strength, but nope, not really. It's not really loosening up because this is so flimsy. Well, the only other option is to keep drilling this hole. I think I got a 4.5, we'll try that. I think that's definitely as big as we can go before we start getting this surrounding housing. I feel like I've drilled it out as much as I can. I mean, that's the back end of the screw, so I've got to assume the rest of it is mostly drilled out. I think all we try now is to tap and die, tap or die, tap and die, something like that. And it'll either push the rest out or it won't. Alright, so one of these fits in the white car, so I believe this is the right size that we want to be. Oh mate, that's starting to go in. That's a positive sign that at least the head of that goes in. You know, what would this be? It's pretty small. M5, I think this is an M4. Well, mine might only go as small as M5s. There's a 4 on the, I don't know. I have no idea how numbers work. They seem too small, so we'll just keep going up in size. What's this one? An M6.75. Close, but no cigar. 9.6, 1.0. It's much closer, but I'm still not convinced. M8, 1.0, definitely not. What would have to be is M6, 1.0. I'm just worried that it's the wrong. Doesn't quite feel or look right. It might be right. Well, this one's going to become my test dummy. Still not convinced. Yeah, it's feeling. That's definitely not the right. Bugger. I have no idea what size this is. It's supposed to be. Yeah, right, this is a test one, so we can hopefully just try and re-thread this. I don't even know if you can do that. Shreds of meal going everywhere. Let's check it out. We've either munched this or it's going to work. That looks well munched to me. Fuck. Well, it's not far off because, believe it or not, it loosely screws into the white car. A little bit more of it out. Yeah, I think there's going to be enough bloody room in here, which is always the fucking problem. Always the case. Man, I need it to extend that far out. Well, I'm never going to be able to do this, am I? There's metal shavings there from something. What if we just put this to drill? Is this going to be a mistake? God, I don't like how much it twists there. Oh, we've broken through. Moment of truth. Oh. These don't line up, match very well. Oh, it screws in right at the end there. I thought I did these the same size. What about our non-test one? Oh, this one goes in perfect. So the other screw we completely messed up. This one is going to do the job. Yippee! Alright, so what do we got here? We've got power, and we've got, where are you going? That goes on the top there, and this one goes, I think you slide it in the middle, that like that, facing down, and Robert's your mother's sister. Oh, that sits in there beautiful now. Well, we certainly like doing things the hard way. We've just wasted another half an hour to an hour, I don't know, something like that. But, yeah, we've got her in. Whoopee! Hey, well, I just thought, while waiting for the paint to dry, I'll only be a few minutes down there. Just, well, I noticed I'm wearing a white t-shirt, making a little bit grubby. But yeah, this is, I posted about it a few weeks ago, but for those of you that don't know, Zero Star Safety, he's a good guy. I like watching his content down in Wellington here in New Zealand. He's a bit of a civic man. Like, I don't hold that against him. Like, Subarus are the best, but hey, look, Civics they're okay. Anyway, he got in a bit of a pinch. Well, actually, I should say his latest build got a bit of a pinch. Got pinched off the side of the road. And so that's cost him a fair bit of time and money and the police and all that. And it got, stripped. And you can watch his videos. It's all in the link. But also he was selling some t-shirts just to support him. So I thought I'd do that because, yeah, I quite like the t-shirts actually. I looked at this and I was like, that's a mint design. But I was like, it's in white. But it looks pretty good in white. Like, I love the tee. But anyway, I think he might still have some for sale, or he's got other t-shirts, but you can still buy them. And at first I was like, it's not black. It's not black. Oh, it's a bit of a problem. But you know what? Then I was like, bugger it. White tee is going to be our working tee. So, you're going to see how hard I work. Will not work. If the shirt's too clean, then I don't work hard enough. But eventually, maybe we'll turn this white shirt into a black shirt. But anyway, paint's just about dry now. As you can see, it's half dried itself off in the 2 minutes I've been talking. We'll give it a couple more minutes, throw it on the car. Bada bing, bada boom, couple more parts, and then we're going to be off down to the Warrant Fitness Man. Let's get back to it. What the this fucking ratchet, man, sucks. Jeez, look, my finger's not touching there. I've got to complain. I just always assume my finger's flicking this from left to right. I don't think it is. This thing always, this one sucks on the inside. You're ratcheting left and then all of a sudden it gets stuck. And you look at it and you think it's flicked over. It hasn't flicked. This is a dud ratchet, man. It's not just user error. Now here's the bumper. Now, this is the one that's off the red car and it is painted. And the funny thing is, I mean, it all looks good in one piece. That's probably what I should have done to the other ones that I didn't quite fix properly, but once I took it off and flipped it over, I could see that it was basically broken in the same places that ours was. So just like any classic Subaru driver, they're always breaking their bumpers. So it's got a bit of a crack in there and it's got some cracks in the side of this one, literally the same spots. But anyway, that's all good. She's been repaired once before, she's good enough to go back on the car. So that's what we're gonna do. Always a spider running around. Oh, this side doesn't feel like it wants to line up. What's wrong with this side? Oh, that looks about right. Oh yeah, this side has the bigger wheel on it, and it's just very noticeable. Oh God, there's just not enough. I mean, there isn't enough room, but this is. The fitment is a bit wonky. Well, I guess the gap's that big on this side as well. To be fair, it's a little better, but oh well. What the? Why? What's going on? Hello? What is wrong with this? Come on, you're coming out. Well, I think they had munched it by putting in a screw, a wood screw. A screw that don't belong. But here, we've got a brand new one. Works perfectly fine with our brand new screw. As we will demonstrate. Now this piece actually does go in here. Alignment is off. I think that's... Yeah, this is definitely sitting too low. It's like it could do with a bit of persuasion, but hey, it is what it is. Now, I did have the red one on here, but I've got this, I mean, I did have a black one on here, but I do have the spare red one. Now, she's a bit worse for wear on some of the tabs, but we'll just, she might be alright. The middle one not going in. Yeah, it shouldn't be there. It's got clearance for that, I would have thought. Oh, I think it's just not lining up because it's a little bit shorter than all the others. Oh, I can't see a thing. Out my finger. Oh, there's a bit of a crack in that. Yeah, I'm not so sure the red one will stay. It's a bit broken. Everything's sort of popping out of it. Hello there. Right, you can take a bit of a closer look at something. So I was very interested to get these back wheels off, because one thing I did want to check out is I know that they've replaced the springs. Now these ones are from a Lancer or a Hyundai or something else. They're just not an Ace. And what we can see, they've got a bit of a nice curvature to them right here, because they're not quite made for this car, this setup. So I did want to check them out. We're not going to do anything with them today, although they're even getting a little bit rusty. But that's what they're looking like right now. Not the best. I'll show you what they look like on the white car. So again, here we have the white car, and they look maybe a little bit bigger, but definitely a lot straighter. I didn't count on the other one, but on the other one, it was definitely more compressed, and it was pushing out, and it had 1, 2, 3, 4, it had 5 rings basically between here and the bottom. This one we can see we've got 4. So those ones are longer, they're squished in tighter. I think that's what the guy was going for who last owned the car, wanted a stiffer feel, but I think what we'll get round to is we'll get these ones put on the red car just for that OEM feel. Gloves are a bit useless. Oh. Whew. Oh, scratched it a little, but practically brand new. Hey, I just went for a quick run at lunchtime, but now I'm back all hot and sweaty, back into the car. Anyway, what I thought we'd do next is a little bit of painting, a little bit of TLC. So we've got some of the, as you can see here, we've got these off the white car, just the stock standard. Now, by the looks of it, I always hate pushing these things out. There we go. There we go. They're not too bad a condition, they're a bit dirty. This one's a little bit more rusty, but they're better than the ones that just came off the car. So I think we will definitely go ahead with, Jesus. Well, once we get this off, we'll go ahead with just giving these a little paint, a little touch up, and then we'll put them back on the car. Now, one of the other things I also wanted to do is, did notice when we were down here putting the car up and down, I noticed that on the outside, there's a little bit of rust on the pinch welds. So I think what we'll do before we send it down to the warrant fitness man is we'll just go over it with the black paint. You know, we'll see if it flies. It's just a little bit of rust. So if we just cover that up for now, might not be a big deal. Or they might notice it anyway because it's kind of on where the lift support goes anyway. But hey, we'll just give it a quick spray and that's the best we can do. But yeah, once we do that, a couple other minor things that aren't such a big deal. Should be ready to go down to Mr. Warrant Man. So let's just get it done, eh? Now, I don't know if there's a special tool or something for getting these apart in your car, but this is absolute madness to just undo that spring. Wow, none of this is, it's not quite dry yet, but I think I have realised that these plastic bits I could have just pulled out. Yeah, wasted all that time fluffing around, taping them up for no good reason. Anyway, I believe I want the long one here. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And the short one goes over on this side, does it? Yeah, that's the spot. Alright, these are still a little tacky, so I'm just gonna let them dry, and still a little tacky. We'll let them dry, and we will put it back together properly tomorrow when we go to see the Warrant Fitness man. So, almost there, just a few interior things to do. Now, the other day I did look back on the footage, and I did figure out why the stereo wasn't working. I was trying to plug wires, you know, I think it was the yellow and the blue. I was trying to plug them in, figure it out, wasn't quite connecting as I thought. That's because those two wires are the old speaker wire. So what I need to do is switch it around, and I think I just need to hardwire in a power, a red, and a yellow at ignition as well. Even though it's got a yellow wire there, that is a speaker wire, not an ignition wire. So that is what I will do right now, plus a few other little things around the car. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm just a simple man here, just waxing and greasing up my handle. Sweet, let's get this wiring fixed. Oh. Man, I thought it'd be easier from this side. Oh, nope. Nope. Alright, it's a better angle change. For the car, still got little bits and pieces to tie up, but I just cannot wait to get cracking in on it tonight. What is up, everyone? It is a new night here. I hope you are all doing very well at home. Been very exciting. How good is that? Oh, we got the stereo working. Just had to figure out it was named something different than, of course it was named something different than whatever this told you. So yeah, once I found it, we're all good. We're connected. We've got sound coming out of the speakers, all four, front and back, left and right. So it's a pretty good day to be alive. Yeah, again, my sound guy, God, he's useless. So while I was installing all of this, he let the batteries go flat again. Anyway,
hopefully we'll fix that now and you can hear me, otherwise I'm just wasting my breath. And we might be able to cut some of this footage in, because what I did do is I did figure out which wires were needed to go to what by actually just double checking what they did in the previous wiring loom. And long story short, I had to connect the red coming out of the stereo to the blue white in the car, because that was the ignition. The yellow coming out of this connected to I took the old red wire from that car because it was soldered onto the fuse, and I could just plug that straight to the fuse box, and that worked. But I cut a whole line of length off it, because what I realized is I actually had that yellow wire went to the speaker wire all the way out in the corner. It was just sitting just above the fuse box. So I did something smart, or at least I thought I did something smart, and I just plugged it into that stereo wire. But then, because that stereo wire is not plugged into anything, I just put a little clip on the end, and that stereo wire now clips into the fuse box, because it's now a power wire. So it was good. And then once I did that, she works. So I'm pretty stoked with that. We've now got a working stereo, and she looks pretty cool. It does have a bunch of colors though. I don't know which one to go with. I got the classic white on right now, but there's like, we've got auto where it flashes through everything. We've got red ones. I mean, it's a red car. Green, yellow, blue's pretty cool. Purple. Is that indigo? I don't know. It's kind of like a cyan. We've got the white. You know what? It's like, do we go with red? I mean, it is a red car. Anyway, what else is left to do? I mean, we can pop these into the car now, but I think, I think it's ready for the warrant fitness. So let's get it down to it.